Alright, what's up homies? It's Mr. Schiff. Today we're talking about graphing in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. If you've been having trouble with the homework or you're just reviewing for the test, hit this up. And a lot of people first ask me, when am I ever going to need this in real life? And I tell them, look, I'm grown up. I use this every year, at least once or twice. So, there you go. First of all, let's look at the equation of our line. Y equals mx plus b. Here's what they stand for. First of all, x and y stand for any point on the line, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Now I realize that m has nothing to do with slope. There's not even m in there, but basically s was already taken, so the m is the one next to the x. The b is the one that has no variable, it's a constant. And our equation, like I said, x and y are any points on the slope. So in order to graph any line, it's a very easy two-step process. The first thing we do is plot the y-intercept. That is the point which has no x, which is just a constant. After that, we graph the slope, which is always in rise over run. If the slope is positive, what we're going to do is we're going to move up the numerator, whatever number that is, and move to the right the denominator. And if it's negative, we're going to move down first and right first. Let's take a look at a few of these. Y equals 3x minus 2 will be our first line. Let's talk about how we graph these. So again, we'll go back to our two steps. First, plot the y-intercept, the one without the x. Here, that's negative 2. So we're going to go to our y-axis, and we are going to put the first point here on negative 2. Our slope is the number that comes in front of the x. Here, that's a 3. Because it doesn't have a fraction, we can assume that the denominator is 3 over 1, 3 over 1, same thing as 3. So, from this negative 2, as I said, it's positive, so we're going to go up 3 units, 1, 2, 3, that's to 1, and over 1. We can also do the exact opposite. We can go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And there we have our perfect line. So beautiful. Let's try another one. Y equals 1/5 x plus 5, and let's make that negative. So what we're going to do, first, graph our y-intercept, positive 5. And then the slope is negative 1 over 5. So instead of going up and to the right, think about the exact opposite thing. We're going to go down 1 to 4 and over to x equals 5. That first point is right here at 5, 4. Remember, we can do the opposite, which is up 1, left 5, right here to negative 5, 6. Here's our beautiful green line. Congratulations, you just learned how to graph. So the second part of this is, if you've mastered the graphing, let's talk about how, given a few pieces of information, we can solve for the equation of a line. We get this board in here. So, again, we're using y equals mx plus b. Same exact thing we were just doing. And it says, find the equation of the line with the point negative 2, 3 and slope 3/2. What we're going to do is, first, we could graph this. Negative 2, 3 is going to be our point. And we know in an ordered pair and a point, x always comes first, y always comes after. So we could graph this, negative 2, 3. There is that point. I'll make it a heart. Who doesn't love mathematics? Alright. Then second, we know our slope is 3/2. So from this heart, we can go up 3, over 2, boom. There's our second point, or our second heart. So, what we can do from here is we can draw a line through there. And you know, oops, missed that point. But you know that 6 is going to be our y-intercept. But let's solve for this algebraically. I'm going to color coordinate it here as we did up here. Since we have x, y, and the slope, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute into this equation to find the unknown. And the equation, just like we had there, is going to involve m and b. X and y are just going to stay as they are. We'll see that in a second. So first let's substitute in. We know x is this point right here, and y is the 3. And it tells us we have a slope of 3/2, which is going to be m. What are we solving for? What does that leave? Well, we have y, we have m, we have x. So that leaves b. What we're doing is solving for b. So, what we're going to do is substitute in. We know y is 3. I'll do it in the colors. M is 3/2. X is -2. And then what we're solving for, our unknown that we haven't been given yet, is b. If we do this correctly, remember, we should find that b equals 6, as it does here. So first of all, let's make this a fraction. -2 is the same as -2/1. And what we can do is two things. We can either first multiply numerators and say -6 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. And then simplify. 2 goes into -6, -3 times. The other thing we could do is we could just cancel. 2 goes into -2, -1 time. -1 times 3 is -3. We get the same thing either way. So, our equation now as it stands is 3 equals -3 plus b. And in order to solve for b, what we're going to do is perform the opposite function, add this 3 to the other side. And what we get, b equals 6, just as we found up there. So, going back to the problem, it says find the equation of the line. That was our question. Our question wasn't is b, it is what's the equation of the line? The equation of the line, y equals 3/2 x, the slope, plus 6. And what we could do, again, to reverse this, graph the 6, plot the y-intercept, up 3, over 2, down 3, left 2, and this checks, this is perfect, this is love. That's it, guys. I hope you learned something. Mr. Schiff, Schiff Academy, happy November. Love you guys. Peace out.
Let's go. I want a lesson plan among some dedicated educators. I'm working on my assessments. This workshop is awesome.